Welcome back to Conservation Kids. Today, we're at Rattlesnake Point Conservation Area. Let's find out what our next question is going to be.
Hi, my name is Logan and I want to know how plants grow out of rocks.
We're here today at Rattlesnake Point Conservation Area to find out how trees grow right out of rocks. If you've ever been here, you may have noticed trees springing up out of cracks in the rock and hanging out over the edge of the Niagara Escarpment. How the heck do they do that if there's no soil? Professor Turkey Vulture, let's go find some kids to ask.
They take the water off the rock and then they grow. Because the rock, they think that they're too boring, and people love plants, so they get plants to go on top of them. That way, the rocks won't be that boring. Because they get planted in the rocks.
Wow, those were some great answers. Now, let's go find our expert. Let's go find Peter the tree teacher. He'll help us root out the answer.
Well, Professor Turkey Vulture, you spend a lot of time here. You must have seen a lot of the trees on the cliffs here. Do you know how they grow out of rocks? Well, let me tell you, the trees that grow out of rocks here at Mount Nemo are called cedar trees. And these cedar trees can survive on the rock even though there's no soil in which to plant their roots. And the way that they do that is that the soil and the water comes through the soil from the top of the cliff, comes out the cracks on the cliff face and feeds these trees. And the trees on the cliff face stay really, really small because the bigger you get on a cliff face, the better chance you have of getting knocked down by wind or by ice or by snow. So if they can stay relatively small, they can grow relatively slowly. They're the only trees that can grow on the cliff face and they have no competition. So therefore they can live for a very long time. Well, the trees on the Mount Nemo cliff are some of the oldest trees that we have in Ontario. There are 15 trees here at Mount Nemo that are over 500 years old. In fact, one of the trees turns 500 years old this year. One of its relatives is 886 years old, and that means it started growing in 1134 AD. Can you imagine what it looked like here in 1134 AD? There were no European settlers here. We had our indigenous cultures living on the land here. And can you imagine all the changes that a tree that's 886 years old has seen over the course of its lifetime?
Thanks to Peter the tree teacher. I knew that you'd help us grow into the answer. And thanks, of course, to Professor Turkey Vulture. And now it's time for a Conservation Kids tip. Even though the cedars at Rattlesnake Point can grow under remarkable conditions, it's important that we stay on the trails so that we don't stress them out. Am I right, parents? It's important for you to look around when you're out on the trails. A small baby tree could be growing right beside the trail. You don't want to step off the trail and risk harming the tree. Even the largest trees we have start as just the smallest saplings. And look, even the leaf litter is protecting them as they grow big and strong. Thanks for watching, Conservation Kids.